Yes.
Thank you very much, Tommy. Can you explain the apparent conflict between the State Department's position regarding Afghanistan, the safety, relative safety and security of the Taliban government, regarding the decision made on withdrawing temporary protective status for Afghans here in the U.S. as of July 12th, because it's safe enough, presumably, for them to go back, and the fact that the State Department has now decided that Afghanistan is not safe, so it is on the list of states for which immigration is banned.
So we're talking about two dynamics here. When it comes to the specific of TPS, temporary being the operative word here, I refer you to DHS for more details, but it was always a temporary benefit, a temporary protection that's in the name itself. So we have that dynamic, and people that are here, people that were here on temporary protected status have had opportunities to apply for permanent residence here in the United States. So you have that dynamic of a temporary protected status that was temporary versus the second dynamic of the ability to vet people entering this country, the ability to ensure people coming into this country on a visa are properly vetted. So without getting into specifics of individual countries, the White House has put out a fact sheet on this that I would refer you to for more specifics. But the idea of people coming into this country, the ability to properly vet is a separate dynamic. And we have to have confidence that we can vet people properly. And I think the American people would expect us to have that. So what we're looking at here is, can we vet people properly? Are there terrorist concerns? Do we see visa overstays in regards to some of these countries? Those are some of the driving purposes here. So we have those two separate dynamics when it comes to Afghanistan.
Just to follow up, there are large numbers of American veterans, those who have fought in Afghanistan, and also including State Department personnel, and CIA personnel, others who have worked with the U.S. government, who feel very strongly that many Afghanistan refugees are at risk if they go back because of their connections to the United States in the past, in the present time, and that going back, particularly for women, is of high risk as well. And they're asking why it is not a different case, why Afghanistan is being treated this way after the Afghans worked so hard to try to help us during the war.
Well, the temporary protected status is only one dynamic when it comes to the many different ways that people from Afghanistan have come to this country. And again, I'd refer you to DHS on the specifics of that TPS announcement. But I think those two separate dynamics are important, again, to stress. The temporary protected status, which is always meant as a temporary protection, versus the ability to vet people that are entering this country. And I think we have to have that realistic approach to say, are we able to vet people that are coming into this country? And the American people, I believe, want to see us be able to say that we can when we're looking at these visas. And this is part of a broader action, a broader emphasis from this administration with this action and other actions regarding visas to make sure we have that proper vetting in place.
You don't think that we are violating a trust, a sacred trust, with many of these people who have put their lives on the line for the United States of America?
Well, look, I think when it comes to this, again, the TPS is one dynamic of the many ways that people from Afghanistan have come to this country. Special immigrant visas, for example, exceptions related to that are in the proclamation itself when it comes to the proclamation we saw yesterday. So I think, again, we're looking at two different dynamics. A temporary protected status that, again, was always meant to be temporary. There was the opportunity for those that were here on TPS to apply for permanent residence, while then also having the secondary part of it, which says, are we able to vet people coming into this country? And I think those are two separate dynamics.